Welcome to another episode of Cocktails with Cousins. I'm Erica.
I'm Jay.
I'm Raina. KD.
And we are here to gossip about our favorite TV show. Tonight, we're going to talk about Married at First Sight Houston, episode 4, where they meet the families and go on the honeymoon. Y'all ready to start chatting?
Ready.
All right, let's talk about Bao and Johnny first. I thought that I just think that they are so cute. Like, they are so cute together. They were talking about when they first met and their interactions with each other. And she was like, "You ghosted me." Like, that was the memorable thing of the episode for me when she said that.
But I did notice that pillow was in between there still.
I told y'all that pillow was there.
But I also noticed that Bao grabbed Johnny's hand when they were laying over the bed. She was close to him. At first, she had her hands over like her chest like this. But then if you look at the next frame, they're holding hands. And she mentioned that she hoped that he would help her break down that barrier. So I think my prediction was correct, that she just needs someone to help her, feel safe enough to be vulnerable. And that softer side of her is going to come out. So I'm like, hey.
Yeah, come out, but they didn't get it on that night of the wedding.
No, I don't think that they did. But it's a few couples I think that did. But
yeah, I do too. We will talk about it for sure. But what about that spreadsheet that she had?
Oh my gosh!
I was like, girl, you are so uptight.
Yeah.
Say that again, Raina.
I said Johnny did say she was worse than him, and he was like, I have a checklist, but not a whole spreadsheet. So
Johnny said she was like him on steroids.
Correct, and I would agree. I was like, girl, not a checklist for the suitcase. And then I guess my thing was she had to have the stuff packed before she got married, so it was all there. What was she checking off again?
The other thing that we need to kind of talk about is how Bao had receipts from 10 years ago.
Yes, the text.
Johnny talked about, I delete stuff after a year. I'm like,
I got
receipts. I can say 2 years, but 10 years? And she read it. Like, she was like, hold on a second.
Ghosted her.
I got receipts.
10 years ago, KD?
Yes.
You have to be
careful, girl. You must have you must have Excel sheets with bread recipes too.
You gotta be very, very careful with people who keep receipts 10 years. That's a lot. I got my eye on her.
I did think that was hilarious. I was like, did she just pull out her cell phone? And then how much storage does she have to be able to hold on to receipts for 10 years?
I never delete my messages.
Or it could be that she liked him that much.
Yeah, I wonder what would have happened if they would have explored their relationship a little bit more. I feel like neither one of them thought the other one was into them, so they kind of just guard themselves.
But did she say she had a crush on him?
Yeah.
He did.
Was into him, but Johnny was a playboy in college.
Yeah. And he ghosted her. So
yeah,
he did. She said that
Poor Bao.
Clear.
Poor Bao.
What y'all think about her meeting his folks, his mom and aunts and all of them?
I thought it was cute. I like that the mom was like, "You can call me mom" or whatever. To that effect. I feel like it was sweet. Like they were welcoming her to the family already. I can see them being together for a lifetime. They look really nice together.
The other thing that I like is after all of that and Bao and them, they were on like the balcony or whatever, and he started talking about his father, and she said basically that she was going to support him through it, and she kind of made light of it, but she was very supportive. And to my point again, she has a shell that she wants to be loving and kind and supportive. I think it's in her, but I think that as a defense mechanism, she has that shell up. So I'm really excited. Every time I saw a little Sophie side come out, I was like, go on, Bao, I know what's in there.
Yeah. Like you said, I think that, she was so confident in reassuring him that she was going to win his dad over. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's so sweet. Like she really is caring, So yeah.
I'm not worried about them. Like, I feel like we'll be able to say good things about them.
Yeah.
They'll
There's an
say
it couple.
yes on decision day, and then I don't know if they'll be on couples cam, but they'll last a long haul. I'm not worried about them at all.
I'm scared though. I'm scared. The one that you're so sure about is the twist. So we like, oh my God, they're gonna make it, and then at the end we're gonna be like, oh my God, no, they didn't. So, and the ones that we think is that. So I'm just like, so I'm still watching on the edge of my seat, like, come on, and rooting for these couples, and the ones that I said was gonna lose, I'm like, do something, like hurry up, this the episode, go down. But anyway, I am wishing everybody the best though, because it is, legal.
Feel you on that, because
Yeah.
when they were in Charlotte, Iris and Keith, I thought they had a good chance to last.
Yes.
And then they didn't, and I was like, hold on, wait, like what? When he said no, I was like, wait, well, but why?
Right.
So
Yeah,
it could be,
that threw
you're
me.
right about that.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. It did,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about Michaela and Zachary.
They had sex. Oh, sorry.
You said what?
They had sex.
Oh yeah, they did.
Well, not on the first night, but definitely they had it on the second night because they even said it.
Oh, they did? I missed that part.
I ain't see that.
Yeah, they said
No, I
it.
definitely missed that.
Yeah, I missed that part, but I know that Michaela Hare, excuse me, was in place the night before. But when she met his parents, she had stuff poking up, and then she had to get braids right after that. So I was like, okay. I also noticed that Zach didn't have a shirt on. He had a shirt on going to bed.
Was it shirts or pants? Because didn't he say I don't have? Oh, he said I don't have a shirt on. I just automatically assumed it was pants. I'm sorry.
I don't know. But I love I'm gonna go back because I did have to put that out there first. But I do think that they have chemistry. I will say that. I think that they're both at this stage. I still don't think it's gonna work, but at this stage, I see the initiation and the effort from both parties. I love the morning after their conversation about being jealous and possessive, which I think is the same if you ask me, being jealous and possessive. I just feel like they're probably, right there in the dictionary beside each other. I just don't know. I think that they have similarities. I didn't realize what Michaela was saying, how that she was kind of, not that she lost interest, but what was the comment before that? Basically that they, she was very similar in that way of like picking at somebody, like finding their faults and stuff. And I didn't pick that up before. Yeah, I didn't pick Yeah, that's exactly. I didn't pick that up until that conversation. I said, "Oh, I didn't pick that up from you, Michaela." I thought it was the opposite. I was trying to get
well. When she was talking to his family for breakfast, she was sitting there telling his Zachary's family, it's like she was talking a big talk, like, yeah, all that fighting in public, and I don't do that. Da, 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 da. And the mom was like, yeah, well, I'm all about actions and not words. And I was like, ooh.
Whoa. I missed that part, but missed that part, but I noticed that too. I was like, Michaela, we didn't see the preview for the other episode, ma'am.
That's the only thing that played in my head was the preview when she started saying, and I don't do this. And I'm like, but I know that you just slammed the door. I saw it. Like, I saw it. But
I had to hold her back. Like, man, it's not going to work.
I mean, super aggressive. I don't handle conflict like that. I'm like, girl, please, you. But anyway. But I didn't think she talked a good game.
Yeah,
sorry.
I thought it was sweet that his dad danced with her, but I thought it was real insensitive of the producers to not let the DJ know that it was not going to be a father-daughter dance.
Yeah,
I agree. Very.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either, and I was like, at first when they said it, I was like, oh, well, maybe his dad told them to say that, like, knew he was going up to ask her or whatever. I don't know, but I thought the same thing. Like, why would they even do that to that girl? Like,
it made me think that it was scripted. So you know how you like, oh no, it's reality, but certain times, like if you talk to reality stars, they say, well, they made it that way, or it seems like that it is like raw footage, but they insert certain things that they want to happen. And I think that was one of the things that they wanted to emphasize. That's what I got from it.
But that's hurtful though. Like her sisters were crying. She was in tears.
Right.
That's wrong.
but I feel like his dad stepped right on in and like, you know, did exactly what
Yeah.
he should have done in that situation. It was really sweet and sincere. So I did say, I put that down in my notes too. I thought that was very
Did anybody get the dead attitude at the table? Like being a little bit of, you know, like I hope this is the real deal.
yeah.
I kind of picked up his whole family.
Yeah.
I can't put that in words, but you see, it was the energy at the table was
Yeah.
like,
He was
I
like,
don't know.
he was like, yeah, I mean, although y'all are married, like, I hope y'all make it to the end. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
The whole table, I feel like the brothers were kind of quiet. The only thing that came alive at the table is when they said, "Oh, he's good with kids." Oh yeah, he's good with kids. Other than that, it was more like, "Can we get this part over with?" Like, girl, bye. Like, you just another number type thing. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, no, they were very excited about him being good with kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Michaela's sisters, I felt like they were all asking the right questions. Like they really have that, you know. So especially when they asked, you know, him if he's willing to take on like being protective over her, like that role. And I was like, they're asking all the right questions, making sure like vetting him. So I thought that was really good.
I agree. I think that they were straight up sister questions. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying how they were like, yeah, you know, she's the baby. Like, you know, they were like kind of laying it out to him and whatever. But yeah. I like that part too. I like the interactions between him, his sister, her sisters and him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All
right. Well, let's move on to the next couple. All right. Let's talk about Gil and Myrla. I hope I said her name right because I have a habit of not saying names right. What about her brothers?
Yes, they were coming for him.
Listen, I loved it. You know, and I feel like sometimes in our culture, we don't have those male figures that do that thorough interview. And I feel like he was cracking jokes and thought it was going to be comfortable. He said it and they sized him up. But I also was like, are y'all blood brothers? Because it started getting real weird. Like the guy, the guy on the with the left-hand side against him, he kept saying about the finances. He was like, and I have privy to all her finances. I'm like, and you a friend? Yeah. And you know all her.
But I think that's his blood brother.
Yeah, but still, do your sister know all of your finances?
Maybe he's an accountant.
Let's say
that's the only way that I could see him knowing all her stuff.
Right, because he kept saying that, and I was like, there's no, like, I'm not telling everybody all my business. I don't care if we're family or not. That's how people.
He kind of threatened him too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Was he the one who said, and as long as it stay like that, we'll be good or something like that?
Yeah. He said, you won't see my bad side. That's what he said.
Yeah. But the brother did say, whatever she puts towards saving gets saved before she goes and spends on whatever.
Right.
So like,
and I like that he said that because I feel much more comfortable knowing that she can afford her lifestyle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my thing is, I kind of knew that because she had the lifestyle. You know, only thing that I did when she said, I'm driven by money, I was like, whoa. So when you say that, it makes me feel like how far you would go for $1. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be ambitious and stuff like that and have goals and, you know, you want a good lifestyle, but driven by money, that to me is just, I did give her a side eye for that one. I was like, okay, what's up with that, sis? Like that, yeah.
And he said that money doesn't motivate him.
Yep. Yeah, so I feel like that's kind of the opposite. I was interested when they were saying, I guess that's not the correct what I want to say, but I was just like when they were talking about long as she can do whatever it is that she want to do and she can spend, like I can't remember exactly how they worded it, but they was, to me it made it seem as if like they were like, well, dude, you know, she don't need you for nothing, no money or nothing like that. Like she just wants you for, you know, whatever reason or whatever. And I don't know that
companion.
Yeah, like I mean, I guess there's a companion, and that's the way I tried to look at it. But then I was like, also like, like that's
no. The way it came off was like, what she needs you for. That's how I got it.
Right.
Right.
And that's why I took it as well. Like you got a penis and that's what she needs. So
When she need a feet, no, she'll need a feet roll because she wouldn't even let him do that. I don't know. I just said I don't know what she need, but the way they presented her, and then even the whole time she reminds me. I kept saying she's not as mature as I thought she was initially. Like I'm moody. And I'm this, and then I'm like, what, girl? And then she seemed like a spoiled brat, or maybe that's what she wanted us to come up like this high maintenance spoiled brat. If it doesn't go my way, I'm gonna throw this fit. Then she started talking about tantrums. I'm like, okay, you 30? What tantrum? Like, my opinion of her changed slightly.
well,
That's how I felt about her from day one, though.
Me too.
That's
That's
right.
why I said she was vain, because like she did some of that in the first episode too. Like, I can't say exactly what she was saying, but she was doing that the first 3 episodes too.
I ain't catch it, but you right, Raina. You mentioned it several times on our last call. You were right. You were right. I was wrong.
No,
Like
let's
I
talk
get
about.
the fact that she didn't like the room. She said that her pool is bigger than the pool outside,
Yeah.
and she couldn't hear the ocean. She
Yeah.
kept
I
complaining.
got that on my phone.
I thought as soon as she started talking, I'm like, there go
whole time.
negative Nancy. There go
Mhm.
negative Nancy.
The whole
But she-
time. It's okay to mention it once, but it
Yeah.
got to the point where it was annoying and it was
Excessive.
like insultive to the guy. Well, this look like this, and I mean, just every little thing was. You could have mentioned it once. That's fine, but let it go. But I feel like she was ruining the moment.
Yeah, and then she had the nerve to say, "Yeah, I'm easy to please." Did you see the look on his face? He was like,
Really?
She said she was easy to please, but she likes to throw tantrums too.
Mhm.
Did you hear that? I was
Yeah.
like, moody and tantrums, like that ain't easy to please.
"No."
Yeah.
Well, now one good thing is their connection over their father, but even in that instance, he was very open. You know, it took her the next day, almost like, let me think if I'm gonna say something. Somebody give you something that, detailed and, personal. That was a vulnerable moment for a male. She just was like, I'm sleepy, almost to like
in her
change the whole
defense-
topic. But then the next day he had to ask you about it, because I would have felt the same way. Like, look, I gotta put my stuff out there. Like, what happened to your daddy? Like I would have did the same thing because, yeah.
In her defense, when I get sleepy, I'm just sleepy.
But I would have worked through that because look what he did. I mean, he put his little heart out there. I would have been, even if I was sleepy, I would have like gave him the short version of it.
I get what
Right.
you're saying, Jay. I do get what you're saying, but I feel like each person, they should say it in their own time whenever they feel comfortable enough to reveal certain things about themselves. So
Yeah.
I can respect and understand that. That's true.
And hers is more fresh than his, because he
Yeah.
how it's the 21st anniversary of his father's passing, and her passed 2015. So it's still kind of close. And like having dealt with grief, loss, like you have your moments, and maybe she was on camera trying to keep her composure. So that's why she was like, well, I'm gonna go to sleep. Because if I'm saying I'm going to sleep, the camera's leaving, I can turn over and have my moment, since you done brought up this, this can of paint.
That's true. That's a good point. Okay, that's a good point. I'll take it back then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm still curious to see how they're going to, like, I feel like their interaction is different every time. So it's like, are they gonna like what? So I don't know. I'm still curious to see like how they play out.
Sorry, my camera almost fixed. I said I felt that he was more into her than she was into him, and into the process. She seemed very distant. So I felt like even in the bed, she was turned over. It was a big separation between them. I feel like he really wanted to get to know her more and be a little bit more hands-on with her. And she wasn't feeling it. And she made it kind of clear, like, I don't know. I just feel like every time he made an advancement, whether it was a physical advancement or an advancement to get to know her, he was shot down.
Yeah.
Well, they're strangers, so that's why.
Yeah, but you jumped into this process. You knew it wasn't a traditional marriage. You knew it wasn't going to be like most people. I think you would have to understand, and I don't know.
This is why I said I don't even know why the experts chose her to. Like, I don't think she should be on the show. I just
They said she don't need nobody.
Yeah, she just need the penis.
She can
I
buy
hope-
one of them.
I hope that she's more like Karen, where she was kind of trying to serve for her reputation, but giving something more that we didn't see. Because I mean, they seem fine now, so maybe how it's gonna play out. But I don't think so. I just don't think she was ready to be married.
And she was talking about, I got somebody to clean my apartment. I'm like, okay, sis, like we get it. Like, but I feel like she wanted to portray this high maintenance, spoiled brat,
but that's not a good look, and I don't know why she thinks it is.
Yeah, but to some people they think it's cute. I think a little bit of it's like, oh, that's cute. But it started to be like, okay.
No, I think she was
it's like Jose in his house. I mean,
yeah.
okay.
Oh God, let's
like
say that because I got
version
that
of
down in
Jose.
my notes. Oh goodness, I think she did that to reiterate the fact that she is not feeling that dog. And so she was like, and I have one and I don't even have a dog. So basically to say, because you remember she said in the first episode, everybody's level of clean is different, something like that. So I feel like another hit to that point that she said the last time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they're gonna make it, but I don't know if they are. Anything else?
Wait to see the rest of the Sunny, honey.
I want to talk about when she sat down with his friends. Those girls were grilling her.
Yeah.
True.
And,
And
and the interesting part is, oh God, I lost my train of thought. Lord have mercy.
I thought you was gonna go with that. He's emotionally loud, because I was like, at first I'm like, and then when they explained it, but I'm like, okay, did you retract because of her response or what? And the other thing is she kept saying several times, I'm moody. So I was like, okay, what are you trying to tell us? Like, I don't know. She's like, it just means I'm gonna be quiet, but I'm like, I don't know. So that was a red flag, and I noted that like moody, and I put question mark, like, what's up with that?
But then when she asked him, your friends you mentioned that you were very passionate, loud, and he gave her the same answer that his friends gave her.
I didn't peep that, but that's interesting. Do you think they maybe practice what they were gonna say, or do you think it just was him? Like it was just like a true testament to him?
I think it was a true testament.
Yeah. Look, what time will tell.
Yeah. I have a feeling if she keeps this going, she's gonna start to get on his nerves with the negativity and all that.
I saw that in the preview of one of the episodes when they were kind of having a discussion going back and forth. He was a little annoyed, so we'll see what comes of it. But I'm with you. Like I would be annoyed about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Ryan and Brett, I started calling them R&B. I was like, oh, that's R&B. Oh goodness. Go ahead.
So, they had a very nervous energy, like awkward.
So when Ryan met with her parents for breakfast, it was like pulling teeth to get any kind of answer out of him. Yep. Like they were just like looking at each other, and the parents are like, okay, so the dad was like, what is the first thing you thought when you saw Brett coming down the aisle? He was like,
and he said, hold on, wait, let me tell you what he said. Oh, really? They're usually either really attractive or really not attractive. I was like, hold on, wait, what?
Who says that?
The other thing is they asked him, do you have any questions about her? He like, no. I'm like, see, that's like going to an interview and they ask you, you always know you have to come with questions for that company. He was like, I don't have any questions. You don't have questions about somebody you married like yesterday? Like I was, everybody else had a laundry list of questions that were appropriate to ask. And he couldn't come up with everything. When you said nervous energy, Katie, that is right. It was nervous. It was uncomfortable to even watch. And I wanted to like jump in and say something for him. Like, say, hey.
Right.
Say something.
Like, what is wrong with you?
Right.
And I feel like she felt it too. I feel that in her head, she was like, what did I get? You know, like I would have been mad, like, see what I'm saying? Now mine got to be the one that can't talk. You know, like I just
well, to that point, they did say that she was gonna have to pull stuff out of him. So maybe that's what it is. But Lord,
that's too much.
Yeah,
I mean,
And
they
I
did
noticed-
say that his whole family is more introverted than hers, is what they said. And I get it, but come on, like you can't do that. You can't just show up and not say anything and expect the parents to like have faith in your marriage.
right, exactly. No, what,
And I noticed
go ahead.
that Ryan's sister kept wanting to laugh. She had to snuffle her laugh.
Oh yeah.
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 Well, and then not even to just this couple, but all of the couples. Like, where are they getting their family from? I feel like all the families like dogged them out. Like they told all their skeletons.
They did.
Rachel,
Let's bring the
I
people
know
that's gonna rep you.
Rachel, when we get, did we do Rachel?
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Not yet. Hold it.
Not
Hold
yet.
it.
I said, hold it. Like I said,
But before we get to Rachel and Jose, for the honeymoon, once they got there, so apparently Brett is a nervous flyer, right?
Oh God.
Look, she was like, "I'm so grateful and thankful that Ryan was there."
He was like,
he was
He
just there
was
for
like,
me.
I'm ready for a divorce.
he
Yes.
wanted a divorce. Over flying though, but that lets me know how committed he was. Everybody knows that it's hard to fly. I used to fly all the time for work. Everybody's like, you're nervous on a flight, even though you fly all the time. If you're nervous, and you have to. And the more you fly, you'll adjust and have your own little routine that you do. I used to do it to get through the flight. But I think that's a natural. It's not like she said, I'm afraid to go outside or something. I mean, to fly,
Yeah.
how many people, we told America, how many people would say, or the world, how many people would have that same fear? A lot.
Yeah,
I
he was like
I-
so turned off by it. I'm like,
He
and it was showing
was.
like all over his face. I felt
That's
so bad.
the most energy that he gave.
Be something with her, because ain't no way you won the divorce after flying with
One
somebody.
flight.
Then he was like, if we went on a date and that was their first time, he wouldn't go out with her no more. I'm like, are you serious? That's why you're a serial dater.
So that
Because
was the two things I had. Yep. I said that. I said, how bad? I said, what could have happened on that flight that he was ready to quit?
Right, right. That's what I think, something bad happened.
Yeah.
But
That was
it couldn't have been that bad. I don't know, but I have seen some people freak slam out. Like, I'm like, anybody got anything for him? Anybody, you know?
Yeah.
But you know what else I wrote down? I said, Ryan said that, not Ryan, Brent said Ryan is someone she needs, but didn't know she needed.
Yeah.
Mm.
That
And
was-
I thought that was cliche.
but his family said the same thing
Yeah.
about her.
No. Jay.
What you
Jay,
say?
you right.
I missed it.
No, she said that, but I'm like, what about him that did you need?
That's why I
That
said,
I
I
wasn't
think
understanding.
for
Like I
this,
said- go ahead.
I was saying for this show to work, in order for you to really, want to be on this show, you have to like fantasize about marriage and fantasize about this dream wedding and guy, and you got to be really into it. So you got all that sounds like something off of Hallmark, a Lifetime movie. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh my God. And somebody said that, oh my, you're everything. And I feel like that's what that was. You cannot feel that way after less than 24 hours. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
wrote that
goodness.
down.
Now, what do y'all think they had sex on the wedding night?
No, they didn't even talk. They went to bed.
I feel
They
like there's an awkward energy between them. So no.
Yeah, that's why they went to bed and they woke up and had that with their family. They didn't even say that while they were getting dressed in that morning. I feel like they was in a room like this, like
They haven't said nothing. He didn't have.
that's why I said I
say.
would not be surprised if they didn't open their mouth and they went downstairs and met each other parents, like or family.
Oh,
Did you even see her
well,
this morning? I think she was in the room. I'm like,
look, yeah. Well, we'll see what R&B have to give as the show goes on.
divorce. Divorce.
Not least. What'd you say?
Divorce.
I agree.
Agreed.
I agree. Last but not least, Rachel and Jose.
Boom. Let's hit it.
Go ahead, Jay. Because
No, y'all go.
her.
No, somebody else go. I'm gonna go second.
Okay, I'll go. I felt like he was on a job interview himself when he was meeting. Like they was like, well, what do you like about him? Like about her? And he was like, well, she's professional and educated. That's it. I was like, what in the world? Like, huh? Like it was something that he said over and over again, but I didn't write it down. But I was like, I felt like he was, I don't know, he was just weird and awkward to me when he was meeting her family.
Yeah.
He's programmed. He's very analytical and he's programmed. Like that's all it is. And so it has to hit and come out as it is. I just think, I can see him being the one
face. He can't hide it. Like when they said that she was messy, he was like, what?
Yeah.
Listen, let's go there real quick. Why? I felt like I said Rachel's parent / sister question mark. I don't know if that was her sister. I said if they had a lot of negative question mark. What?
Yeah.
They were like she was messy. Basically, they said all these good things about her professionally, but they basically said her personal life is messed up, literally and figuratively.
Right.
I was just,
right.
I said Rachel's mom and friend went all in.
Yeah.
They were like, well, we're going to tell you everything you need to know in this first 48 hours. Like,
did they say she's explosive? Is that one that they said? It was her or somebody else. They said she's explosive. Like if she gets annoyed or something. Was that her?
No.
That was her.
They said she's passive aggressive.
Maybe I
mental note.
They were talking about how she would bottle things up and then and then she even said that like she would bottle things up and then all of a sudden one little bitty thing would happen and then she would explode. Well, maybe that was her because she did say she would explode.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, when she was with his folks, weren't they saying like how serious he is when it comes to like tardiness and like lateness? And she was like, how serious? And they're like, he takes it pretty seriously.
Right. And did you see his face when he was talking to her about finances? And she was like, yeah, that's where my life is like a whole total mess. And his face was like, oh, like it was just like the other thing.
But his response was that he was going to help her with it. And I was like, okay, Jose. Oh, I thought he was going to freak out.
That's going to give him ammo to like become more controlling. And I feel like that's what I saw downhill.
Well, I feel like he's going to OD. And so instead of, how some things, it can be helpful if you say, hey girl, you can do this with your credit. Have you thought about it? Do real calm and cool. But if you like, listen here, what you need to do, like drill sergeant, like nobody, that's not going to be taken the correct way. So I feel like if it has to be his approach, but it seems like his personality is just like drill sergeant type. So I don't know if she's going to be able to take it, even if it is helpful information.
Go ahead, KD.
Did y'all catch that? It was in the room when he said it. It was something about would you have sex if she wanted to? And he said something about it wouldn't be masculine for him to say no.
Yes.
What?
And I thought about mannerisms. That's what I thought when I heard that. And so I had to hit the chat box with you. And nobody chatted about. Nobody chatted back with me, but
I heard the mannerisms. I saw the mannerisms.
I didn't see it.
Say again.
Yeah.
I didn't see the chat box, but I did mention mannerisms. So
yeah, we'll just leave it on the table.
He said that a few times though. I think he said that at least 3 times when he was like, well, be masculine enough for me if I.
And when he hit that soprano note right after that, if you go back and look at that clip right after he hit a soprano note, I was like, oh wow.
I think that she also is, I feel like she's going to do some of her old habits again because she was like, I felt like she was like accelerating the marriage, like, oh, we're married. And like when he had the condoms, like he dumped them in the suitcase and she was like, no, you can't do that if you're having kids. Like, so I felt like she was like going all in already. And I'm like, girl, y'all ain't even known each other a week yet. Like, chill out. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like they had.
You know what? They did. Well, one, I think the camera, when they showed, they were like cuddling under the covers, so you couldn't really see, but there was movement. And then for her to make that comment, like, this doesn't seem like an uncomfortable topic for neither one of them. So I feel like they already did the do.
And they kept saying, we was up all night. You know how, like, you want to say you did it, but you don't want to say you did it because, you know what I'm saying? You're like, and see, I feel like if I was in that situation, I'm like, dang, it's too soon. I'm like, yeah, we was up. Like,
the way she was giggling.
And the fact that you mentioned kids, it's like that means they already talked about
it. They kissed in the mouth without brushing their teeth. That is a intimate. You remember
why did he ask to like brush her teeth for her?
Yeah, she was like, I hope he was joking. I was like, I hope
he wasn't. He wasn't, but the morning after, did you hear him say we were kissing and we hadn't even brushed our teeth? I'm like, see, they did something. They did. I'm telling you, they did. Like they Zach and Jose and Rachel, they definitely did it.
Yeah. And I think the experts put them together, like trying to, you know how they love to do the opposites attract, but I don't know about them. They will be interesting. I want to see how his control, gonna
come out.
I feel like when she said, I'm not a saver, I feel like he just started writing a list in his head. Like, I'm going to do this. Like, I just can't wait.
There you go.
That's all I saw. I was like, yeah, and a whole ball of that. Yeah, well, I say until next time, we'll see what's going to happen with all of the couples. I can't wait. Anything from the previews that stuck out to you guys or what?
Hurricane Michaela.
Yeah.
I don't know when we're going to get there. You know what they do. They build you up. So we're going to keep seeing that preview and it's probably going to be the last episode.
Now,
it's like they
shortly after the honeymoon.
Yeah, I don't know.
You said it was gonna be like 4 episodes. I said it's gonna be shortly after the honeymoon, but the honeymoon gonna be like 4 episodes.
But Zach got sick, and it showed in a preview for the next episode that she was salty with Zach for getting sick, and she said, "I didn't come home on this honeymoon. I didn't get married to be myself, to be sleeping by myself."
Yeah, she acted as if like he wanted to get sick.
That's
like,
insensitive.
Right.
That's why that's
the all talk part. She's all talk.
Yeah. Oh no, that was a good conversation because that was all fiction when she was telling his parents. I was like, there's no, like, your family has given you the nickname Hurricane Michaela. Like, girl, you are all wash that you are telling them or whatever. So we'll see. All right. Until next time, you guys, we'll be back to talk about Married at First Sight Houston next week. Bye.
Bye.